Hi guys. So today we will discuss about quadratic function. Let me write down the definition, okay? A function f is a quadratic function if fx equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are complex number with a is not equal to 0, right? So the very simple quadratic function is fx equals to x squared, right? Or fx equals to x squared plus 5x plus 4. So these are examples of quadratic function. Okay, so let me erase this. A quadratic function the quadratic function fx equals to ax squared plus bx plus c can be written as y equals fx equals a times x minus h square plus k, where h equals negative b over 2a and k equal fh, right? So this quadratic function, we can write this into this form where h equals negative b over 2a and k equals fh, and this h comma k is the vertex of the graph of fx, and this is a polynomial functions with real coefficients defined over the real numbers, right? So the graph of the function fx will be a parabola. So every quadratic function with real coefficients defined over the real numbers has the graph that is a parabola. Okay. So if you have a quadratic function defined over the real numbers with real coefficients like a, b, and c, they are the real coefficients, then the graph will be a parabola. So this HK is the vertex of the parabola. So now let us consider the simple quadratic function. Let's say fx equals, x squared minus 8x plus 12, right? So this is the quadratic function, and we can rewrite this into this form. Okay, so let us write this function in this form. So how can we do that? So this equals, we can group x squared minus 8x, and we write down the constant term 12 here. Then we do complete the squaring here. So we are going to try to convert this into a perfect square. So by using the method of completing square. So how can you do that? So we figure out the coefficient of x, which is 8, and then the half of 8 is 4, right? And we add the square of 4 and subtract the square of 4. So that is, we have a x squared minus 8x, and we just, let me write down here, we have a coefficient of x, so I took the absolute value, so which is 8, right? And then I figure out the half of coefficient of x, which is 8 over 2, which is 4, and I add square of 4, that is 4 square, and subtract the same 4 square, okay? Subtract the square of 4, which is subtract 4 square, okay? So what does that mean? So I have here, let me write down from here, so x squared minus 8x, I add a square of 4, that is 4 square, right? And I subtract 4 square, right? So this is basically this is exactly 0, and I am allowed to use 0, right? It does not make any difference. And then I have a plus 12 here, right? So after that, I group this, okay, and I write down this negative 4 square plus 12. So this is this is exactly x squared minus 8x plus 16, and if we simplify this 4 square is negative 16, right, plus 12. So right, so this would be x squared minus 8x plus 16, and negative 16 plus 12, which is negative 4, right? So what do you have here? So if I factor this, then obviously I'll get x minus 4 times x minus 4 and minus 4. So you guys know x minus 4 times x minus 4 is x minus 4 square minus 4. Right? So now I can rewrite this as fx equals to 1 times x minus 4 square plus negative 4, right? So this is equivalent to this one, right? And you see that this is exactly into this form, right? And where a equal to 1, h equal to 4, and k equals to negative 4. Right? So I have written this quadratic function into this form. Okay? So the graph of this function, so let me write down here. So let me erase this, and I got a value of h equal to 4 and k equals negative 4, right? So h equal 4 and k equal negative 4. H equal 4 and k equal negative 4. So I got this, right? Okay. So, or if you want to find the value of h and k, you can directly use this formula. Like if you compare this, you compare fx equals to x squared minus 8x plus 12 with fx equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, then you will get a equals 1, right? If the coefficient of x squared is 1, you guys know that, right? So what is the value of b? B is negative 8, and how you c is positive 12. So how do you find h? By using this formula, negative b over 2a, negative, your b is negative 8 over 2 times a is 1, which is positive 8 over 2, exactly 4. You see the value of h and this coincides, okay? So similarly, if you want to find the k, and k is, you guys know that k is function evaluated at h value, right? So which is f of, what is our h? 4, right? And what is f of 4? So let's plug in 4 here, okay guys? 4 here. So this is going to be 4 squared minus 8 times, you plug in this 4, 8 times 4 plus 12. So that's going to give me 4 squared is 16 minus 8 times 4 is 32 plus 12, right? So, and what do we here? So 16 plus 12 is 28. 28 minus 32 is negative. You see that? So either you can use this formula to find the value of h and k, right? Or you can reduce these into this form, right? And compare and get the value of h and k. So you'll get the same value, okay? So, and how to draw the graph for this quadratic function, okay? So, we have a quadratic function fx equals x squared minus 8x plus 12, and we know the value of h, okay, hk equals h equals 4 and k equals -4. So if you want to draw the graph of this quadratic function, you just simply make a table. If you want to do manually, you make a table. So you guys know for h equal to 4, the y value is -4. And then you pick, this is your number line, you have a +4 here, right? +4 here. So you pick 2x values to the left of 4, which is 3, and you can pick 2, right? And then 2x values to the right of 4. So you can pick 5 and 6, okay? So now you have a 3 here, you have a 2 here. If you like, you can take 1, 0, okay? And you have a 4, 5, 6, 7, something like that, okay? So now you plug in these values here. So if you plug in 3 here, and let me do some calculation. So if I plug in 3 here, so that will give me 3 square minus 8 times 3. So I am plugging this 3 in this equation, okay guys? So this 3 square minus 8 times 3 plus 12. So this is 3 square is 9 minus 24 plus 12, right? So 12 plus 9 is 21 minus 24, so that will give me -3, okay? This 3 is -3. And if I want to plug in 2, so F2 is going to be 2 square. I plug in 2 here, right? Minus 8 times 2 and plus 12. So that will give me, this 2 square is 4 minus 8 times 2 is 16 plus 12. So that's going to give me what? 0. Right? So it will be 0. And if I plug in 1, if I plug in 1, so you plug in 1 here, this is 1 minus 8 times 1 plus 12. So this is 13 minus 8, it will give me 5. And if I plug in 0, it will give me 12, right? So same thing, like if I plug in 5 here, I will get -3, right? Because you see the -3. If I plug in 6, I will get 0 here, right? Or you can verify that. F of 6 is, you plug in 6, this is 6 square minus 8 times 6 plus 12, right? 36 minus, this is 48 plus 12, and 36 plus 12 is 48 minus 48, that will give you 0, right? So, okay, so if I plug in 7, and I will get, I think like I will get 5. You see that, right? Okay, now let us draw the graph of this quadratic function. So we have a x-axis. Oh, make it straight. So we have this x-axis, right? And we have this is our y-axis, and you know the vertex is 4, -4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and this is -1, -2, -3, -4. Okay. -1, -2, -3, -4. This is +1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So 4, -4. So it's gonna be right here. You see? So this is the vertex of the parabola. And for +3, I have a -3. So +3, I have a -3. So this is the point right here, right? And for positive 2, I have a 0. You see 2, I have a 0 right here. Right? So positive 2, yeah, I have a 0. And for positive 1, I have a 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if I have a positive 1, it is somewhere here like a 5, right? And for positive 5, I have a negative 3, which is this point, right? And for 6, I have a 0. Did you see that? So, and then if I want to join them, then I will have this kind of graphs. Okay, let me join it. Okay, this is your parabola. Yeah. So I'll have this kind of quadratic, this kind of graph. So this is the graph of the quadratic function fx. This is the graph of fx equals x squared minus 8x plus 12, right? And now the interesting thing here is, you see, this parabola is symmetric with respect to this line. Did you see that? This line? This line, right? So this parabola is symmetric with respect to this line. And you guys know that the equation of this line is x equal to 4. The equation of this vertical line is x equal to 4. So this parabola is symmetric with respect to this line, x is equal to 4. This x is equal to 4 is called the axis, okay? X equal to, let me write down with the green one, okay? So x equal to 4 is the axis of symmetry, okay? So now, what we know from here is, if you have a parabola and S k be the vertex, so this is your vertex, right? This is h comma k, but in this case, this is 4 comma negative 4, right? Because your h value is 4 and k value is negative 4. Did you see that? So x is equal to 4 is the, so x is equal to h is the axis. So you have to know that. Okay, and if you want to find the domain, if you want to find the domain, and this is obvious from the graph, the domain of this quadratic function is set of all real numbers. Okay, so the domain of this function is set of all real numbers, negative infinity, comma positive infinity, right? This function is defined for every value of x, right? This function is defined for any real values of x. So that's why the domain is negative infinity, comma positive infinity. And if you want to find the range, so keep in mind, if your parabola open upward because the value of a is 1, so if the value of a is positive, the parabola open up, okay? If the value of a is negative, parabola open down, okay? So here, the value of a is 1, which is positive, so that's why the parabola open up. You see that? The parabola open up. And what you need to know here is, if the parabola open up, so the vertex would be the lowest point, okay? And if the parabola open down, something like that, if your parabola open down, so this point will be the what? highest maximum value. This is the highest point of the graph. You can say this is the highest point of the graph. Okay, this is the highest point of the graph. Okay, you understand that, right? And if you want to find the range of this quadratic function, and if your parabola open upwards, the range is always going to be k comma positive infinity. Okay, so this k is the y value of the vertex. If the parabola open upwards, it's always going to be k comma positive infinity, and this k is included here. So it will be, and what is the value of k here? -4, right? So -4 comma infinity is the range. Okay, so and if you want to find the y-intercept, you just plug in x equal to 0, right? If you want to find the y-intercept, let me reach here. So if you want to find the y-intercept, to find y-intercept, so you plug in x equal to 0, then this f of 0 is what? 12. You see that? So this is the y. So what is the y-intercept? Is 0, 12, right? 0, 12 is y-intercept. Okay? Y-intercept. And if you want to find the x-intercept, and if you look at the graph, it's pretty easy. Your x-intercept is, this point is this point and this point, and this point is 2, 0, right? And this point is 6, 0, so they are the y-intercept, right? Or you can find out by setting fx equal to 0. If you set fx equal to 0, so that will be x squared minus 8x plus 12 equal to 0. If you solve this, alright, then what do we have? This is x minus 6 times x minus 2 equal to 0, and that will give you x equal to 6 and x equal to 2. Is that right? So the 6, 0 and the 2, 0, these are the y-intercept. And sometimes the quadratic function may not have a y-intercept. Like for example, so if you have fx equals to 2x squared plus 4x plus 5, so this quadratic function does not have the graph. This function, the graph does not have a y-intercept. You know why? So you simply find out the b squared minus 4ac, right? If you compare with ax squared, if you compare with fx equals to ax squared plus bx plus c, you will get a equals to 2, b equals to 4, and c equal to 5, right? So now if you plug in these values here, the b squared is 4 squared minus 4 times a is 2 and c is 5, and this is 4 squared minus 4 times 2, 8 times 5, 40, right? B squared, yes. So you have this, and this is 16 minus 40 equal to negative 24, right? So this is negative 24, and this is negative, b squared minus 4ac is negative. In this case, there are no y-intercept, okay? There are no y-intercepts. Okay, thank you guys.